Good morning, and welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living Sunday Meditation. My name is Ann Strayer, and I am a licensed religious science practitioner. December 21st marks the fewest hours of sunlight in the Northern Hemisphere for all of 2020. Winter solstice is a powerful time. It is a natural time to reflect on the sacred connections, the rhythm, and cycles of life. As darkness gives birth to light, it is a natural time to create new intentions and lovingly release what doesn't serve us. In this meditation, we will tap into the powerful energy of this year's winter solstice. So let's begin. Find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down, and gently invite your eyelids to close softly. As you settle into the stillness of this precious moment, set a positive intention for the coming days or the coming year. Bring your awareness to your breath. Allow your breath to welcome divine feminine moon and divine masculine sun aspects of your being. Take an intentional breath to honor the beautiful feminine masculine balance already within you. Allow your breath to flow naturally and rhythmically. Feel the ebb and flow of your breath as a complete cycle, just as the moon and sun work together to complete the cycle of a full day. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, allowing your breath to become deeper and more full. Each breath fills you with life force and releases that which doesn't serve you. It feels heavenly. As the moon gives way to the warmth of the sun, you can feel warm beams of light radiating, shining, and smiling upon you. Feel this warm energy cascade down your head, your arms, your trunk, your legs, all the way down to your tiptoes. Allow your body to relax. Allow any thought to pass, peacefully melting away in this warmth. Now turn your attention inward to your heart space. See this sacred space as a glowing ball of the purest light, a ball of lovely energy, your internal sun, filling you from the inside out. Visualize this pure light growing and expanding, just like the days growing longer after the winter solstice. See the perfect beams of your inner light radiating from within and connecting to the external world, as there really is no separation. Each one of us is an inlet to good and an outlet to good, an outlet to God and an inlet to God. For the next several minutes, I invite you to radiate and expand this inner light, allowing it to energetically reach your family, your neighbors, your friends, and strangers across the planet and beyond. Recognizing all connections as sacred, knowing anything that no longer serves you is released with love and thanks. Knowing that all you need to manifest your intention is already within you. recognizing all connections as sacred. Slowly bring your attention back to your breath and back to your physical body. Remember the intention you set. Feel the support beneath you and around you. Express a soft smile upon your lips. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, open your eyes softly, knowing all that no longer serves you is completely released, and all you need is already within you. Happy solstice, dear ones.
Good morning. Thank you, Tony, for that beautiful music. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Margie Salmons, and I'm a practitioner here, and I'll be giving you the coveted good morning announcements for Sunday. Before I start, I want to wish for you all that you revel in the dawn of the winter solstice tomorrow, and may the light be with you. Everyone is invited to the Zoom Sunday celebration, and our service is being live streamed right now to our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. We'll also post the video later to our Facebook page. So please feel free to share our service from your own YouTube channel to your own Facebook page. For everyone on Zoom with us today, please feel free to turn on your video so we can see each other, and keep yourself muted. So thanks for that. So join us today from 12 to 2, a very important community meeting, as we bid farewell to our interim minister, Reverend Gregory Toole. Reverend Gregory will share his final thoughts on the center and its future, and we'll all get an opportunity to say thanks and offer any words we want to share with Reverend Gregory. Join us as we bring conscious closure to this important work that we did together over the past 9 months. You can join us on Zoom using today's link for the Sunday celebration. Thank you to everyone who's completed their 2021 pledge cards and have returned them to the CCSL office. If you haven't mailed yours in, you still can. Our 2021 pledge campaign amount reached to date is $90,248. Our goal is $100,000. If you haven't received your pledge campaign packet or would like to receive one, please contact Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org, and one will be mailed to you, or you can can be sent to you electronically, whichever you prefer. Thank you for your continued support of the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. Please plan to join us for our Christmas Eve service on Wednesday. It's going to be December 23rd at 7 p.m. So technically it's our Christmas Eve service, and we'll be joining with a couple other regional centers to present this Christmas celebration on Zoom. So look for an email with the link for the service, and we hope to see you there as we celebrate this Christmas season. Everyone is also invited to join us on Christmas Day. That'll be Friday the 25th for our CCSL virtual open house. It'll be from 1 to 3 p.m. on Zoom. Your hosts for this special Christmas open house are the delightful Bill Santa Fuller and the lovely Robin Ms. Claus Burkhouse. This is an open house, so you join in whenever you would like, stay as long as you would like. You can wear your best ugly Christmas sweater or your fanciest holiday hat for a chance to win a fabulous prize. The link to the event is on our Facebook page under events and will be in your upcoming CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter as well. Don't forget, mark your calendars for our next Open Hearts Open Mic on Friday, January 8th from 7 to 9, again via Zoom. Watch for your upcoming CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for the Zoom link. You can also find the link on our Facebook page. The question is, would you be willing to share your amazing talents for an upcoming Open Hearts Open Mic? We'd love to have you do that. So contact Jim Hetzer at J.A.Hetzer, that's H-E-T-Z-E-R, at sbcglobal.net. Do you have a laptop that is 5 years old or less that you're not using? Did you upgrade and the other one's sitting on a shelf? Well, we're in need of a replacement for our office laptop, and we thought we'd check in with our members before purchasing one. If you have a laptop you want to donate to the center, please email Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org. And thanks for your consideration and your donation. Also, we now have a suggestion box that you can send your ideas, feedback, suggestions, comments, whatever, to us. So email them to, very original name here, ccslsuggestionbox@gmail.com. Easy to remember. Your feedback is always welcomed and appreciated. So you are the face of God. Help us share some shining smiles, sparkling eyes, and the community's faces with your mask or without your mask. We'll show this as we did today on our Sunday celebration. Next week, we'll see a few more faces. So send us a picture of yourself and send your picture to, yes, you guessed it, Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org, so we can share the faces of God every Sunday in our virtual Sunday celebration. And last but not least is if you would like prayer after service or anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our website. So that's the news for today. Let's all sing our opening song.
Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Speak your mind. Show them who you really are. Show them you're a shining star, a brilliant light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light.
Thank you, Carissa, and good morning, everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy winter solstice. One of my favorite days of the year, simply because we finally arrive at the shortest day, and then it's more light every day. So good morning and welcome. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is an open, inclusive community where we just really embrace and love you right where you are, right as you are, because we know you are the face of God. You are the divine, uniquely expressing. Thanks for joining us on our Zoom link and on our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, to the YouTube channel, you can do so now. Give it a thumbs up and ring the bell. And we'd love to have you join us. Also, recording of today's service will be posted on our Facebook page. So appearing on your screen right now in a moment is the mission statement, our mission statement. And let us read that together. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. And someone's not on mute. I'd like to thank our practitioner, Ann Strayer, for the meditation this morning, and also for holding high watch for our service. And now I'd like to bring back practitioner Margie Sammons, who is on the platform today. Margie.
Thank you, Reverend Gregory. Now with the ringing of the bowl, we'll begin our sacred service. I would like to introduce our community member, Tammy Evans, who will be giving us the reading this morning. Tammy?
Good morning. Thank you, Margie. A reading from Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love. Light means understanding. The enlightened understand. Enlightened people don't have anything we don't have. They have perfect love inside, and so do we. The difference is that they don't have anything else. Enlightened beings, Jesus and others, exist in a state that is only potential in the rest of us. The Christ mind is merely the perspective of unconditional love. You and I have the Christ mind in us just as much as Jesus does. The difference between him and us is that we are tempted to deny it. He is beyond that. His every thought and action stems from love. The unconditional love, or Christ within him, is the truth that sets us free because it's the perspective that saves us from our own fearful thoughts.
Thank you, Tammy. And now let the music take us in within.
Ding, 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 ding,
And so I recognize the light, the dawn of the solstice, the light of love and joy and kindness and hope. I recognize that light as spirit within. It's within me, and it is within each and every person that hears my voice and that does not hear my voice. And so in this holiday season, in the dawning of the solstice, in the coming of the more light, I claim that there is healing that there is joy, that there is a transformation that lifts us all up into the joyous community of the world. It is all light, it is all love, and it is all good. And I claim that for myself and for each and every person. I give thanks for today's celebration, for the music, for the talk, and for the people that have joined here in this community. My heart is just overflowing with gratitude, and I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done, because the law only says yes. And I invite you to join with me in closing by saying, and so it is.
And so today and tomorrow being the winter solstice, we can see in the sky one of the decade's most auspicious cosmic events, which is the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, known as the Christmas star. And they're coming together in Aquarius, heralding the age of Aquarius coming and the age of gold, which is to follow, which is what this song is all about. So let us all celebrate the incoming of the light. Icicle filled with snowflakes falling, voices everywhere, messengers are ever calling. The light now grows. Frosted window pane, show us now the scene unfold. Hear the herald wind tell the story ages old. The circle ever flows. Welcoming into the age of gold. Icicles and air filled with snowflakes falling. Children of light
Show us now the light of morning. Listen everywhere. Messages of hope and warning. The circle ever welcome me into the age of gold. Welcome me into the age of
Thank you, Carissa. Beautiful, beautiful song and beautiful morning here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to all those who preceded me on the platform. What a beautiful opening here for our service that's right before our last service before Christmas. And of course, on Wednesday evening is the Christmas Eve service, which I'm sure will be delightful. So good morning and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, which just completed last Friday. 8 days of lighting candles and celebrating in the Jewish tradition. Happy Kwanzaa, which begins the day after Christmas and goes to New Year's Day, which is another lighting of candles for 7 days around many really awesome principles like unity and collective responsibility and community. And so whatever it is that you are celebrating at this time of the year, which it really is the season of light, which is kind of interesting following the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. And yet that is the opening for more and more light to be coming in. I love this time of year, and I didn't always, it's only been the last couple years that I've come back to being in love with Christmas and this time of the year. And I went through several years where I did not fully enjoy this time of year. And in fact, I just wanted to get through it. I just wanted to get to the day after Christmas. Just get me to the day after Christmas, and let's get this Christmas thing done. And it was connected to a lot of grief that I was experiencing, and probably the biggest part of that grief was the passing of my dad 8 years ago. But I really probably did not totally connected in at the time. I just knew that Christmas was bringing up a lot of sadness and grief for me. And so it was not a pleasant time. And so if you are in that space, I embrace you right where you are, and let us be wherever we are during this season. Some of us are in the joy of it and the laughter of it, and others are not. And it's only, like I said, for me, been the last couple of years that I finally was able to re-embrace that. And so yesterday I was having some fun listening to Christmas carols, and I watched the Charlie Brown Christmas show, or whatever it's called, which is really cool. And I never realized, I shouldn't say I never realized, I had forgotten that Charlie Brown was really depressed at Christmas time. He was really struggling with this Christmas holiday and all the commercialization of it and trying to find meaning in it. And so I embrace you wherever you are during the season. I encourage you to embrace yourself in whatever this is for you. So some of the things for me that I was really getting in touch with was some of these movies from childhood of watching these Christmas movies, all of these Christmas songs. Yesterday, as I was listening to Christmas music, I was really in touch with how moving they were to me, decades of listening to these Christmas songs and this Christmas music and the meaning that they had. I was listening to Nat King Cole singing "Merry Christmas to You," chestnuts roasting on an open fire with Jack Frost nipping at your nose. I was listening to Silent Night by Bing Crosby and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was listening to Little Drummer Boy and It's the Holiday Season, Andy Williams. And I love the whoop-dee-doo and hickory dock. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but it just like touches me and moves me, right? And Frank Sinatra, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And it was just so beautiful. And I love that finally I could enjoy all of this again and come back into that space with these songs. Yes, so that was fun. And, all of these, our topic today is cultivating the light. And all of these in the Christmas season and this time of year is so much about cultivating the light. Christmas in my childhood, one of the things I always loved was the spirit of goodwill to all people and peace on earth and love and compassion and kindness and gentleness and the spirit of which we approached each other during the Christmas season. And it really was a recognition of our light, of our individual light, but also our collective light. And it was an invitation into that light, and it still is an invitation into our light. And the reality is that we truly are beings of light. And we've talked about the shadow this month and our darkness and how important that is to embrace the shadow, embrace the darkness. And there are times where we need to be in our cave and we need to examine some of that shadow material that can be really valuable. But it shouldn't be lost on us that in reality, we are beings of light. Light is right at the center of our being, and light is always wanting to make its way known through us and as us, because we are beings of light. And this time of year is that time where so much is about recognizing our light, recognizing the best in ourselves and the best in others, and really holding that space for everyone. Joel Goldsmith, in his book, The Infinite Way, said spiritual illumination comes to us in a measure with our first investigation of truth. And it's very interesting, that it comes in our first investigation of truth, because sometimes we can think that we're seeking light. But what he says here is that we believe that we are seeking good or truth, whereas the light has begun to shine in our consciousness, compelling us to take the steps that we have since taken. Every increase every increase of our spiritual understanding was more light appearing and dispelling the darkness of sense. This inflow of illumination will continue until we come into the full realization of our true identity as the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And I love that, because what he is saying there, what I get from what he's saying there is that the light is already wanting to come through, and our desire to do spiritual study and be in spiritual community and cultivate our spirituality is not a seeking of the light, but it's actually the light that is propelling us forward into that. It's actually our light wanting to come forward and wanting to be expressed and wanting to be released and wanting to have free reign with us that causes us to go down this path, to be with each other in this, and to cultivate that light within us. In looking up, enlightened, one of the definitions says that the word enlightened comes from the Latin prefix en, which means in or into, and the word lux, L-U-X, meaning light, and these together mean into the light. And so we are coming into our light. And when we are enlightened, we are filled with light. We are filled with understanding. We are filled with truth, the light of truth. There's this term, seeing the light, apparently dates back to the late 1600s. originally referred to in religious conversion, the light meaning true religion, but by the early 1800s, it was more broadly referred to as anything where we are seeing the light, where we are having greater understanding. And so this is that season where we're coming into greater and greater light, greater awareness of our own light, greater awareness of the light in each other. There's a woman, Karen Berg, who with her late husband, they created the Kabbalah Center that has many centers around the world, and Kabbalah being the form of Jewish mysticism. And she had this to say. She says, everything seems to be attracted to light. Ships for centuries used the starlight and moonlight to be their guide and compass. All creatures, great and small, rise by the sun each day. The sun and its light are one of life's necessities. The light provides vital nutrients and energy. Without it, human life, plant life, and all life could not exist. We are bound and interconnected to physical light as well as spiritual light. We cannot live long without sunlight, food, or water, but we cannot even live for a second without the energy and light of the Creator. Spiritual light sustains us at our very core. Cultivating this light partly involves letting go of the stories that we have about ourselves that aren't true. And you know, we have these stories sometimes that says that we're not the light, that we're small and insignificant. And the truth is that we are the light. And my book, A Simple Guide to Planetary Transformation, was chosen on the 2021 reading list for the global CSL themes that we are using. And so I thought it would be appropriate to pull out my book, which came out in 2013. It's not a new book, but nonetheless, it's getting some recognition. And so what I said about this in my book is, you must let go of any idea of yourself as anything but good, divine, and miraculous. Then you may begin living from your true essence of wholeness, harmony, and love. Your nature of light and love then may be truly expressed, and you will be a beneficial presence to all with whom you come in contact. So that's what I said about it. And then Jamie Lula has a song called You Are the Light of the World. And I love that song because in there, he talks about all the things that we're not. And then the chorus is, you are the light of the world. That's who you really are. And he says, you're not stupid, you're not ugly, you're not lazy, you're not a bully or original sin. You're not the things you tell yourself you are. You're not the opinions of others or old scars. You are the light of the world. And I love that song. Isn't it interesting, you know, that the Joel Goldsmith quote says, you are the light of the world, and the Jamie Lula song says, you are the light of the world. And in my book, I wrote, you are the light of the world. And in all of these Christmas stories, and the ultimate theme is that we are the light of the world, that our being is light, that we are beings of light. I had a very interesting experience this week where I was experiencing some anxiety. And it was like this momentary anxiety. And I paused for a moment to say, what is this anxiety that I'm experiencing in this moment? Is there some situation that needs my attention, that something that's not going well and I need to tend to? And as I got still and I listened in for what this anxiety was about, I really got to laugh at myself, because the words that came forth from me were, oh my God, everything is going so well. Oh no, oh no, everything is going so well. And I really got to laugh at myself. It's like, really? Okay, so there's no problem. Everything is going so well. So that's and it reminded me of, you know, in the book Conscious Loving, which I've taught a class around many times, by Gay and Katie Hendricks, they talk about this concept called upper limits. And the upper limits is where so much good is coming in that we can't handle it, you know, and if we're not conscious, we'll sabotage that good because it's just too much for us. And so I got to observe myself momentarily in one of those upper limits moments, and just to laugh, when we get to laugh at ourselves on this journey, whether it had actually been something concerning that needed my attention, or whether it was this upper limit, we get to kind of be light with this journey and see everything ultimately is working for our good. Everything ultimately is good. Everything ultimately is for our enlightenment, for our spiritual evolution. And so I got to really just be with that and then celebrate, like, wow, okay, yes, I can embrace all this good, you know, and let me embrace all this good. Let me consciously embrace all this good that is happening in my life right now and give thanks for it and celebrate it. And so it was a great moment and a great moment of levity as well, as I was able to laugh at myself in that. So one of the things about cultivating light, and one of the ways we cultivate light, is to see the good and look for the good. And we know that what we look for is what we find, right? If it's easy to be a cynic, right? And to be cynical. And if we look for what's not going right and what's not going well, we certainly will find it. And so part of cultivating the light is to seek the good, and the good is always there. It's amazing to me every time I pause to say, what's the good in this situation? You know, in the situations that can appear the least good, right? Like, oh gosh, I'm getting delayed and I really need to get to this place, or all these different things. But every time when I say, what's the good in this? It's always become so apparent. And so it's, you know, the encouragement is to look for the good, because that cultivates our light. That opens up the avenue and the vehicle for our light to shine more brightly, and let go of that cynicism, let go of that need to criticize and to judge both ourselves and others. And of course, when we judge others, it's really when we're not feeling good about ourselves. So this season of light, I pulled out the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. And Charles Fillmore, along with his wife Myrtle, were the founders of the Unity movement. And Unity being another New Thought teaching very similar to Science of Mind, and having a history with Science of Mind as well. And Charles Fillmore, in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, which is a very thick book, it's like that thick, and he took all the various names from the Bible and looked at what is their meaning in the Bible, but then beyond that, what is their meaning metaphysically and metaphorically? What is the symbolism that's associated with them? And it's a great body of work. And so I looked up Herod, who was the king at the time of Jesus' birth. And, you know, Herod, in hearing of Jesus' birth and hearing that this person that's being born, this baby that's about to be born, is going to be the king of the Jews, and he's the king, Herod's the king, he was not so happy about that. And he already was beginning to plot how to destroy this baby Jesus, because it was a threat to him. And so here's what Charles Fillmore says, metaphysically, the meaning of Herod. He says that Herod, it metaphysically is the ruling will of the physical, the ego in the sense consciousness. And this ruling ego is temporal because it does not understand our true origin or the law of our being. It is narrow, jealous, destructive. He is the ruler in the world mind, and if we do not watch him, he will slay the Christ child. And the Christ child for us in Science of Mind and in New Thought, the Christ is really our highest nature. The Christ is not a person for us. You know, Jesus was, of course, a person who embodied the Christ in a great way. And so we look at him as this great example, but there were many others and are many others who also have embodied to a great extent that Christ consciousness, that highest nature of who we are, that fullness of light that is at the center of our being, and have allowed that light to fully come through. And so Hurd is that part of us that would, like that part of me that said, oh no, everything is going well. What do I do now? What do I do with this? Everything is going well. There's not a problem to solve. Everything is going well. Hurd is that part that says, no, no, you're not all this light. No, you shouldn't be having all this joy. You shouldn't be expressing all of that light. Hurd is that part of us. And here's what Charles Fillmore said about Christ. He said, Christ is the divine idea person. Jesus is the name that represents an individual expression of the Christ idea. The Christ, perfect person, idea existing eternally in divine mind is the true spiritual higher self of every individual. Each of us has within us the Christ, just as Jesus had, and we must look within to recognize and realize our sonship and our daughtership, our divine origin and birth, even as Jesus did. And so this is our calling, and this is the way that typically in Science of Mind and New Thought communities, we celebrate Christmas, is we celebrate it as our own Christ nature being born, the Christ child in us being born, our higher nature in us being born. And so we cultivate that at this time of the year. We cultivate our light, we cultivate our highest nature, and we cultivate seeing the highest nature of others. And I love how this time of year, in particular, the Christmas holiday in its essence is so about that, right? I just remember as a kid always thinking, wow, I wonder what the world would be like if we lived this way all the time, if we treated each other this way all the time. There was such a gentleness and a kindness that were expressed to each other on that day. We took that day and it was like, oh, be nice to each other this day. This is Christmas. This is a sacred time. This is when we're seeing, we weren't using these words, but this is when we're seeing each other's light. This is when we're seeing and holding the highest for everyone. And it was such a beautiful energy that I remember as a kid, and still is for me now. And it's like, this is that time of year when we recognize that. And then I guess the opportunity is to carry that forth into the rest of the year, to have that awareness of our light and that awareness of the light of all others be the way that we be in life. And so this holiday called Christmas is the opportunity to pause and reflect and see, how can I allow and embrace that light and allow that light to come through, and how can I see others' light? And so I, recognize the light in all of you, and it's been a great joy to be with you for these 9 months that we've traveled, this journey together. And I wish you a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, and may your light shine in great ways, because you are a beautiful light. Each one of you that I've gotten to know has been a very special experience for me. And so I wish you a great holiday season. I wish you gentleness with yourself, that if you're in the feeling of melancholy, that you embrace yourself in that and you allow that to be okay. And perhaps that we even remake, which is what I ended up doing, is I remade this holiday for myself. Some of the disillusionment that had come in for me about the holiday, I said, what do I want this holiday to be for me? And so I got rid of and released all that didn't serve me and all that wasn't part of my meaning for this holiday. And now it really is mine. It's like I can have it be what I want it to be. It doesn't have to be what anyone else says it has to be. And that it can be true for you as well. So Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and thank you so much for inviting me in to be a part of your journey for these 9 months. And I know that we are in each other's hearts and prayers, and we are forever connected through this experience. And so I just bless this, call it good and very good. And let us just turn within for prayer for a moment here. And so I just recognize right now that one light, that one infinite presence of love, of wholeness, of harmony, of joy, of peace, that one that is the truth of all that is, that one presence that is in, through, and as all that is in every one that is, that my very life and being is a divine expression of that one light, and that everyone in the spiritual community of Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is a unique divine expression of that one light. And so recognizing this truth, I speak this word and bless every person, knowing that as we go forth into this holiday season, whether it looks similar to what it did before or whether it looks totally different because of the circumstances that we're in today, I call this holiday perfect for each one of us, for we are making it our own, and it is the season of light, and our light is, our Christ nature is coming forth in greater measure right now, and we are recognizing it, and we are realizing it, and we are accepting it and embracing it, and so much good is coming forth through us into our families, into our world. And so I just give thanks for this light that is shining so brightly through and as each one of us. And in great gratitude, I release this and I let it be. I know that all is well. Please ground it with me with the words. And so it is. And now we'll hear from the delightful, wonderful, magnificent light that we know as Carissa Holmes.
Thank you. Rushing through the streets with a bag full of holiday treats, carrying the weight over yesterdays, the old ways, 'cause this is the way that we've always done it. Can we open our eyes and realize, really look around, what's lost can be found? Just listen to the bells that ring and let your heart sing. We are all one, and so we know there's more to Christmas than pretty lights aglow. We are all one, and so we know there's more to the season than sleigh bells in the snow, much more than we know. Snow is falling down, blankets hitting the ground, and you're here with me. What else do we need? No matter the gifts received, if we got each other, we got everything. Sparkle of joy on a baby's face, you cannot buy in the marketplace. It's free for you and me. Remember who you are this time. We are all one. Tree and deck the halls, string out the lights when snowflakes fall. Give me the of your prayer and I'll smile through it all. Wrap me up in the color love. This is my wish, what I'm dreaming of. That we'll wake and then we open the package and see. And so we know there's more to Christmas than pretty lights aglow. We are all one, and so we know there's more to the season than sleigh bells in the snow. Much more than we know. More than we know. More than we know. La, la, la.
Thank you, Carissa. Wow, that Carissa, she has some clout. She even got Santa Claus at this busy time of the year to come into our service. Wow, that's impressive. We've reached the time for the giving of our gifts. And thank you so much for the ways that you continue to give to this community. We are still going strong. And I love it that we're 90% of the way toward our pledge goal. How beautiful is that? And I just know that that last 10%, it's just a few of you that are just holding out to be the last ones. You want to be that final one. So go ahead and be that final one. And maybe you're the person just to give the whole rest of the 10,000 and just call it done and call it a day. But thank you so much for the way you're giving. And it's an honor for us to be able to continue to support you spiritually. I know it's been an honor for me and all of us who are involved in these services, the musicians, the speakers, the practitioners, everyone. It's such an honor for us to be able to continue to serve you in this way. And it's really because of you and your gifts and the way you support the community that we can do that. So thank you. And we engage this law of circulation as we do this, knowing God is our source. And we have a beautiful affirmation to affirm all of that. So as it comes up on your screen, let us say it together. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
Imagine the morning sun, bright sky, and deep snow on the ground. Everything is cloaked in white, made fresh and new for me and you. Imagine a midnight sea, moonbeams, and glistening crystal snow. Everything has a romantic glow, shining just for me and you. Believe it or not, it's true, so true. 'Cause all the world is shining dressed in white. We're gonna light a spark and burn it bright. You gotta know this is the time for sparkling lights of glow, ornaments gleaming all around, and twinkling stars in the midnight blue. And everywhere there seems to be the radiance of love, shimmering down from high above. Hear the bells ringing true. Everything's here for me and you. 'Cause all of the
Beautiful, beautiful. Let us thank our practitioners, Ann Strayer for meditation, Margie Salmons on platform, Tammy Evans for our reading today. Let us thank our song leader and featured soloist, Carissa Holmes, who gives so much to this community and in such a beautiful way. Christopher Solomon, along with our center trio, Tony Bernard on piano, Joe Nelson on drums, Steve Parakis on bass. Carissa, Tony, Joe, Steve, all collaborate and bring beautiful music to us. Wow, that's such a gift that you all bring to this community. Thank you for all that you do. And I know that you all collaborate beautifully. And thank you to all of us who are here, all of you who are here with us today for this Sunday celebration. And if you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. So glad you're here. Thank you for being here. We welcome you. We would love to send you a welcome packet in the mail. You can reach out to our office, or you can send us a private Facebook message and we will get a packet to you in the mail. And also, if you are not receiving information from us, please let us know that too, because we want to make sure you're getting all the good news about what's happening in our community here. So without further ado, let us say this blessing together as it comes up on the screen. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
While shepherds kept their watching over silent flocks by night, behold, the heavens, there shone a holy light. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Shepherds feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus that hailed our Savior's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. When I was a seeker, I seek both night and day. I seek the Lord to help me, and He shows me the way. He made me a watchman up on the city wall. And if I am a Christian, I am the least of all. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go tell it on the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. In a lowly manger, our humble Christ was born. And God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it Christmas. Peace, love, and blessings to all.